When recording this course, we had the choice between two ChatGPT versions, 3.5 and 4. To be more precise, we actually had the choice between three versions, 3.5 Legacy and 3.5 Default. Legacy was already outdated when recording the course, therefore in this course we'll only compare 3.5 Default and 4. The main differences between these two models can be summarized in three categories: speed, reasoning, and conciseness. Let's start with speed, the most obvious one. ChatGPT 3.5 is a lot faster than GPT-4 when creating outputs. The interesting question is, why is 4 so much slower? The answer can be found in the reasoning and conciseness categories. The reasoning of ChatGPT 4 is way more advanced than the reasoning of 3.5. But what is reasoning actually? From a human perspective, reasoning means that you answer in a logical way. So you provide an answer based on the question you get and all the things you know about the topic, so you consider all factors you are aware of. As we learned in this course, although ChatGPT feels quite human-like in the conversation from time to time, it actually is a large language model. It was trained with lots and lots of data and established connections between the different data it was trained with. As ChatGPT-4 was trained with way more data and is also able to process a lot more data, it simply can calculate the probabilities for the next character, word, or sentence based on a bigger database. And therefore, the information ChatGPT-4 provides, or the output it provides, is more elaborated and more logical. Therefore, we have this big difference between 3.5 and 4 here. Same applies to the conciseness category. There, ChatGPT-4 is also way stronger than ChatGPT 3.5. Conciseness here simply can be described as efficiency. ChatGPT tries to provide the output with all required information with as less words and as less tokens as possible. So to summarize this slide, 3.5 is the faster model, but 4 is the more powerful model. So for simple tasks, for simple questions, you can use 3.5, but for more complex tasks, you should go with version 4. In this course, we'll also use version 4, but before we do that, I want to show you some of these differences we see on the slide in a practical example. This example is actually an official example by the OpenAI team, but I think it's a great one to show the differences between these two models. In a nutshell, this example is all about finding a 30-minute meeting slot for 3 different people. Everybody has different availabilities, and now we ask ChatGPT what would be the slot where all people are available. You can find the prompt attached to the video, by the way, so feel free to try this also on your own. The only working solution here, so the only working time slot for everybody, is 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m., so noon to 12:30. So here I'm back in the Plus version of ChatGPT, and there I selected the default 3.5 model. We now paste the prompt, the message, or the question, whatever you want to call it, in the message box, and now submit it. Please note that I pasted the prompt without any paragraphs. We will learn why this is important a bit later in the course, so for the moment we just take this as given. Here we have the output ChatGPT 3.5 provided, and obviously we have 4 different options. The problem is though that none of these answers is correct. Because actually the only time slot that works for all people is noon, so 12 p.m., and ChatGPT 3.5 was not able to find this time slot. If we take this sentence now and open a new chat window and select GPT-4 instead, let's see what the output looks like here. And in contrast to 3.5, ChatGPT-4 was able to find the only working time slot 12 p.m. You should know though that ChatGPT has a randomness factor integrated. Therefore, if you write exactly the same prompt, you won't get exactly the same output. Differences can refer to some words only, some sentences, but also the general content can and will be different to the one that you see here on my screen and also on your machine if you resend the same prompt again and again. Always keep this randomness in mind. Therefore, you of course can and should follow along this course, but you will not get exactly the same results. As you see, ChatGPT 4 is the more powerful model, so to say. You can also use 3.5 to play around or if you have simpler tasks that you want to perform. But our recommendation would be ChatGPT 4, and therefore we'll also use ChatGPT 4 for the recording of this course from this point on. So this is it regarding the models. Let's now have a closer look at prompts.